This video is a little different because I don't actually know what my opinion on this is, and I did just want to walk through it a little bit to see if I could maybe sort through my own thoughts a little bit here. Basically, yesterday, Zoran Mamdani met with Donald Trump. And there have been mixed reactions to this from people on the left. Obviously, you have people who don't like it, who were not a fan of him being all chummy chummy with Donald Trump. And overall, it was a very seemingly positive meeting, which didn't surprise me. I think that Donald Trump is, easily sort of charmed. I think that if you have charisma, you can probably impress him pretty easily. And Zoran definitely has charisma. So here's my problem. Because I understand both sides of this. I understand why he met with Donald Trump. I mean, he's the mayor of New York City. Donald Trump is the president. They're gonna meet. They're gonna have to interact. They're gonna have to talk. I understand that. But I think my problem is it's the same issue as the Democrats running on the idea that Donald Trump is a fascist, is a Nazi, is all of these things. And then they did not operate with the urgency that I felt they needed to if we were truly facing someone that they thought was those things. If they truly thought Donald Trump was a fascist, then they did not run a campaign to be a fascist. They were not operating with the urgency that was needed to be a fascist. And so if Zoran Mamdani thinks that Donald Trump is a fascist, which I think he does, I think he is, then it starts to fall a little flat when you're sitting up there being nice to him, being all chummy with him, laughing with him, all sorts of stuff. Again, I don't really know where I actually stand on this, I guess, because I do understand why he's doing it, why he has to do it. But it does put you in this interesting position of you have called this man a fascist, you have said certain things about this man, and just like the Democrats, you are now not operating with the urgency that I think is needed if we are truly facing a fascist. If we are truly facing someone who is as dangerous as you claim they are. And this isn't really a Zoran thing. I would have this opinion of basically any politician who went to talk to Donald Trump. If they had been calling him a fascist beforehand, if they had been saying the truth about him beforehand and calling him out, and then they go and are seemingly able to get along with him, to being cordial with him, it does just feel a little hollow. It does start to fall a little flat when you repeatedly call this man something. And that's not just to the left, that's to the right as well. That's why they say shit like, oh, fascist doesn't mean anything anymore, or Nazi doesn't mean anything anymore. Of course, it's their way to deflect, to make it so that they don't have to care when you call them those things, but it's also part of the fact that the people who say those things don't necessarily act like they actually believe those things. They don't act like they believe they're dealing with a Nazi, they're just saying that. Because if you thought you were dealing with a Nazi, I would hope you would be operating fairly differently. It's the same way I understand why he kept on that police commissioner. I understand how the NYPD works in New York City and how they can be a serious roadblock to a mayor if they wish to be. And not just that, but a danger to a mayor's life, to their family's life. So I kind of understand why he did that as well. Doesn't mean I like it, doesn't mean I really approve of the police commissioner, doesn't mean I think that he couldn't have gotten away with putting somebody else up there, but I understand why he maybe made that decision. Just like I understand why he won't endorse, I can't think of his name right now, unfortunately, I'm having a bit of a brain fart. The one guy who is possibly going to be running against Hakeem Jeffries, attempting to primary him. Obviously, Zoran is not really excited about that, and he came out and made a statement basically saying, don't do it. I personally didn't love that, and I personally think that we should be trying to primary Hakeem Jeffries, but I also understand why people are hesitant of that. I understand why people don't really want to do that. I just think that there's always going to be some excuse to not do it, and ultimately there's never going to be a perfect time to do it. There's never going to be a time when all the stars align and we feel 100% comfortable taking the shot. If somebody is willing to put themselves out there now and do it, then I think we should support them. I think we should get behind them. It's just an interesting line, you know? I mean, that's politics. That is the sort of politics game, I guess, but obviously it's a little bit frustrating to watch when you're not necessarily forced to play that game, I guess. I don't know. We'll see what happens. My feelings on Zoran are still pretty complicated, I guess. I like him. I think that he has good ideas. I think that he has good motivations. I think that he does genuinely care about the things that he says he cares about. But I also think that he's really new to this and he's going to make mistakes. He's going to fuck up. Obviously, people already have their strong critiques of Zoran, and I understand them. The Trump thing was very interesting. The Trump thing was very interesting. At the end of the day, I think Trump is still going to be pretty shitty. He's not going to, stop calling Zoran a communist or anything like that. We will obviously see as things go on, as stuff with ICE happens more and more. I hope Zoran is still willing to put his foot down on that regard. I suspect he is. I don't really have a reason to suspect he isn't, but those would be my concerns. Those would be my areas of worry would be, is he still going to stand firm on the things that Trump is more aggressive about? I don't know. And that's my concern, I guess. But overall, I still think that Zoran is on a good path here, depending on how things go. And I look forward to seeing what happens, I guess. I look forward to seeing how he does as mayor. Hopefully, no more Trump visits for a while. uh, I am going to wrap this video up here, but give the video a like for me and let me know what you think because I am really curious to hear what other people think about this. While you're down there, hit that subscribe button. It only takes a second and it means the world to me. So if you could hit that subscribe button, please and thank you. And also hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Follow me on Twitch and Twitter if you want to catch a live stream every now and again. And other than that, that's all I have. So take care of yourself. I appreciate you. Free Palestine, free Sudan, and goodbye.